Hello, 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 and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another Budget With Me video. In this video, I will be budgeting 2 paychecks, so you'll get a 2-for-1 with this Budget With Me video. If you are new to my channel, I'm a 39-year-old wife and mother, and I'm on a journey to pay off over $500,000 worth of debt. Budgeting helps me to stay on track with that debt payoff. Without further ado, let's get right into this budget. This is going to be for September 1st. I typically get paid every other Friday from one of my jobs, and from the other one, I get paid around the 15th or the 30th. The gross income for the first job will be $34.19, and the gross income for the second job will be $3,300. My income for the first job fluctuates because it is based on the number of hours I work. The income from the second job is consistent. I get paid the same amount regardless of how much I work, and that is paid twice per month. With the first job, I get 26 paychecks per year. With the second job, I get 24 paychecks per year. That total gross income is $6,719. Now we're going to have to do some math, and I'm going to just let Google Sheets do the math for me. So the tax withholdings from the first check are going to total $931. The tax withholdings from the second check are going to total $940. That is a total of $1,871. I know you're like, well, how is the tax higher on the second check even though the second check is smaller? I do have an additional withholding coming out of the second check. We had a huge tax liability last year, and we had to pay that. And so I'm being extra cautious. So I'm probably going to get a refund this year, but this will help me to gauge how I need to move my taxes going forward, because I don't want to owe how much we owed last year, and I also don't want a huge refund. I don't like getting a refund because that means that money is being held that could have been used for something else. Like this debt, which is accumulating interest. I don't get interest when the government holds my money and refunds it back to me. So I'd rather just kind of break even. But we'll see what happens for 2023. Next up is my FSA. Now I only have the FSA with job number 1, and that total is $21. Now, the 401k, I'm contributing to the 401k with both jobs. So for job number 1, I am contributing $220 this pay. Job number 2, I'm contributing $165. Now for job number 1, I'm contributing 6% of my salary, and that is going into the pre-tax portion of my 401k. And for job number 2, I'm contributing 5% of my salary, and that's going into the Roth portion of my 401k. With both contributions, I am getting a match. The match comes out to around 3%, not exactly, but around 3% for job number 1 and 4% for job number 2. That is one way in which I am building wealth for retirement. I don't know if I will need to touch the money or not. My husband does get a pension, and hopefully we'll be able to live off of his pension, but if not, we are both saving for retirement. That leaves a net of $4,442. Next up, we have tithing. I tithe off my gross for both paychecks, so I will be tithing $342 from paycheck number 1 and $330 from paycheck number 2. Then we have my mortgage. My husband typically gets paid on the opposite weeks that I get paid. However, for August 25th, he's not getting paid at all. So I will have to put money towards the mortgage for this budget, and that will be $1,000. That is just a portion of our mortgage, but I spread our mortgage out over the month so that it's all paid in full by the first when it's due. Next up is car insurance, and that does not come out of this paycheck. It's not due yet, so I don't have to worry. We have no unexpected medical bills, no home repairs, no appliance replacement, no unexpected travel. We don't have any car payments. We don't have any credit card debts. Student loans. I'm going to allocate $383 towards my student loans. That'll be a little bit more than I typically pay. However, since I'm not paying anything on the 25th, this will just be a little bit to cover that. It's not the $341 that we usually pay, but it'll be a little bit to cover that. Next is the cosign loan. I am going to put $150 on that. I've been paying on the refinance loan, so I have September and October's payment covered already. So I'm not going to put anything from this paycheck on the refinanced loan, also known as my personal loan. If you look at my debt update videos, this is a small portion of this cosign student loan that I refinanced at a lower interest rate. Next up is the water. So I'm actually not going to put anything on it this week. Next would be our phone, cable, internet, all of that. This is going to be two pieces to this because we do have cell phone bills that need to be paid. My husband gets paid randomly in August and September, and then his pay schedule normalizes in October. So what I am doing is like putting extra money aside above and beyond what is actually needed at this time so that we're covering the weeks where he's not getting paid. With that being said, our phone, this is for our cell phones, it's going to total $169. And then for our cable, internet, and phone, house phone bundle, that is going to be $270. That is up by $5 because apparently my husband bought a streaming movie, which bumped up our bill by $5. Our bill is typically $265. Next is the water line. I am going to allocate more than usual for that as well. Typically, I allocate $9 every week to be set aside to go towards our water line bill. This is the physical water line that comes to our house, the pipes that come to our house. So I am going to allocate $27 for that water line bill. For filters, this is now just going to be for my refrigerator filter, and I'm going to allocate $2 for that. Do I want to put more? I'm going to actually allocate $4, so that'll cover 2 weeks worth. Then we have our CPA. I save for our CPA bill throughout the year, and this is to cover the cost of her doing our taxes. I typically put away $3 every week, but because of my husband's pay schedule, I will be putting away $6 this week for that. Then we have subscription. Let's see. We have one that is $36. We have another that is $30. We have another that is $22. And I believe that is going to be, oh, we have another one that's $11. Now, I'm going to be honest, some of these can go away. Some of these probably should go away, but some of these are very important. That subscription total is $99. Next, we have life insurance. For this week, we will have $14 coming out for life insurance. Then we have car maintenance. Now, this is typically for oil changes, just routine maintenance. I typically put away $7 per week for that. I am going to put away $14 to cover when my husband doesn't get paid. Our security system will come from this check as well. And actually, no, that's not going to come out of this check, so we don't have to add that to this bill. Next up is flood insurance. I typically put away $9 per week for that, but for this paycheck, it will be $18. Our HOA fee, I typically put away $25 per week for that. This week, it'll be $50. Groceries, we typically allocate $150 per week for groceries. This week, it'll be $300, but that will cover this week and next week. Same with dining out. We typically put away $25 for dining out. However, we'll do 2 weeks worth for a total of $50. We don't have any clothing expenses coming up, no supply expenses. Gas, we definitely have. I'm going to allocate $240. My husband is back to commuting. This will cover 2 weeks worth of commuting. Hopefully, he won't need the whole $240, but we shall see. Next up, we have gifts. And we typically allocate $30 per week for gifts. This will be for Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, all of the above. I'm going to allocate $60 for this budget, and that will cover 2 weeks worth. For activities, these are for our children's activities. We typically allocate $15 per week for those. Once again, we'll allocate $30 for this week to cover 2 weeks worth of those expenses. Birthday. These are for the kids' birthdays, and we typically allocate $10 per week. I'm actually going to allocate $40, and that will cover 4 weeks worth of birthday savings. We don't need any books. I'm not going to put anything away for my husband's 40th from this paycheck. I typically do put it away from paycheck number 2, but I'm not going to put anything away for that at this time. I don't have any hair expenses. The instrument is gone, so I can, well, it's not gone, it's paid for, so I can take that off. Finally, that used to be $45, but I will no longer have that $45 bill. Now we have the emergency fund. Guys, we got hit with another car bill. At this time, we have paid literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars repairing our vehicles. I don't want to put any more money into these cars. I also don't want a car payment. So I don't know what to do in this situation. However, we just paid $1,000 to have my husband's car repaired. We both have very old vehicles. Both of our cars are over 10 years old. I know my car is almost at 300,000 miles. I'm not sure what my husband's mileage is, but I'm sure it's up there for sure because he commutes far every day. And we really need new cars. However, we did take money from our emergency fund to pay for this recent car repair. I'm thankful that we had that money available. I'm thankful that we don't have to use credit cards for these expenses. But it's just been a whole year of having to rebuild this emergency fund over and over again. So I'm going to allocate the full $846 remaining to go towards our emergency fund. That's it for this budget with me video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications if you haven't done so already. In the comment box below, let me know what you think I should do about the car situation. Do you think I should start saving for another car? I'm thinking if we were to sell the cars, my car I would only get about $3,000 for it. My husband, he might get $5,000 for it. Do you think we should try to sell those cars and save up an additional $5,000 so that we can get a used car that's worth $10,000? Or what do you think we should do? I would love to hear what your advice is. Thank you again for watching. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Have a blessed week.